So we love asking about the young players. I think it's probably the easiest thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Levi every week is taking more reps and slowly building up, and it seemed to me that this was his best performance on top of playing the 20 reps. So what did you see when you look at the film, and how have you seen him progress through after missing much camp?
Yeah, with Levi, we knew when we drafted him. Obviously, he opted out a year ago, so he hasn't played for a while. Coming into training camp, and then he missed a lot of time. But I think what's really allowed him to get better is he's starting to really play fundamentally sound. He's a pretty high player, and he's learning to play with his knees bent, playing with his strength that he has. He's extremely strong, but he's playing with great technique right now, and I think that's just has taken time since he's missed a lot of time. But obviously, the help of the veterans in the group are really pushing him. A couple weeks ago he didn't play as well, and there was something said in our room from the vets about, hey, we got to pick it up. A little bit different words than that, but it's a situation. He's feeling the pressure, and he's really starting to respond, and he's practicing well and playing well, and I think his role will even continue as we go forward here.
I think we see it more like in the secondary, where guys play a lot of different spots outside, nickel, maybe some safety, but a little bit tougher to discern inside. But you play him a lot of spots, right end, left tackle, right tackle, even a little bit of nose. Like, how difficult is that for a young player to be playing all those different techniques and I guess learning the playbook and executing on top of that?
Yeah, I think early on it was a little bit tough for him, but we knew with only having 5 guys up, within a 3-4 system, we only have 5 interior D linemen up. So they're going to have to be able to play end, nose, and then when we get into our sub package, they're going to have to play 3. So it does take those guys a little bit of time, but he's responded well. Like I said, he's getting better and better each day we go out to practice, and you'll see his role continue to go. But we have high expectations for him, and he's still got a long ways to go, and he knows that, but he is getting better, and that's the most important thing.
I think Mother Brockers has been he has great numbers, but he's been pretty consistent on field for you. But I was curious about what he adds off the field, just the value that he brings beyond the numbers. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Well, first of all, he keeps the room pretty light. He's got a heck of a sense of humor. But the leadership that he has with the younger guys, because we are a pretty young group, Strong's not very old, and Hand hasn't played a lot. But him and Nick are the leaders in the room. I think if things start to go south and we're not practicing or playing like we should, I think those two step up even before I do. Because they know the expectations we have. We have, a veteran group for the most part with those two. And, we have high expectations out of that group. There's no reason why we shouldn't play well. And he pushes those rest of the guys in the room to play at that level. And to me, he's probably playing the best football he's played in the last couple of years. And, we're putting him outside at some defensive end and some 4-3 type stuff that we have where he's on tight ends, and it's a mismatch, and it's really helped, especially last week. So, his role will continue. We got to be smart that we don't wear him out. It's a long season with 17 games. And, as Levi keeps coming, then that can take a little bit of wear and tear off him game day. But he's a great leader, and without a doubt, a big help in that room.
When you say he's playing as well as he has the last couple of years, we're used to seeing maybe more sacks playing next to Donald, and it's more free rush opportunities, I guess. Yep. What is he doing that gives you that, or makes you think that he's playing this good football?
We put him on an edge a little bit more, and like I said, when he lines up on a tight end, it's a total mismatch in our league. So he played a lot of stuff inside. You see him out over the tackles a little bit more in our system, and you see him on the tight ends. So he's able to use his size and length, on those types of players. So I think that's the reason we're kind of keeping him out of a lot of that inside stuff. He still has to play it. But when he lines up on tackles and tight ends, we really like the matchup.
Just one other thing. You said he keeps things loose, so what does he do behind those doors?
Oh, him and Nick are clowns. They are without a doubt funny, and they keep the room light. Obviously we're not where we want to be as a football team, but they keep it light, and they will obviously make it. Brock said it today, I enjoy coming to work. Well, if that happens, we're going to constantly see improvement if you like coming to work, and he makes it enjoyable for everybody else in that room, including myself, coming to work every day.
With Levi, we talked about he missed time earlier, obviously. We talk about he's close, but not there yet. Is it still more like mental discipline to have the right technique on every player? Is he still physically trying to get himself where he wants to be as a player who hasn't played in a year and all that sort of stuff?
Right. I think a lot of it is just being consistent. You'll see some plays where you go, damn. And then you'll see some plays and you go, damn. So, we just got to have consistency, down in and down out. And he realizes that. He's not in college anymore. He's not on scholarship. He's got to earn every penny that we're giving him. And we need consistency down in and down out. That's where it's at.
You got Deshaun, who's back last week. You might get Kevin Strong back soon. It sounds like maybe not this week. But when you had, you don't look like a guy that's going to complain about too much depth at a position, at your position. But what's it like to manage the snap count there when you want to get your young guys developed, you want to keep your veterans out there who are playing well, and then you also want to get these guys back?
Yeah, obviously we only get 5 up, so that's going to be a battle once everybody gets back healthy. Which 5 are we taking to the game? But when we take 5 to the game, they're all going to play no matter what. Everybody has a different skill set in that room. Levi's is different than Kev's. Kev's is different than Handman's. So everybody's got a different skill set. So when they play, that skill set, when we get in those situations, that's where they'll play. But, it's a good problem to have. Once we get everybody healthy, we're going to be 7 deep with some quality players up front. So we're excited about that once they get back healthy.
Curious about the working relationship you have with Shep. Obviously, you guys are working together to generate the rush. How much time, I guess, do you spend together to work, and maybe how Charles works off of Brock or works off of whoever else may put in that spot?
We spend a lot of time together. Just making sure we're on the same page. He meets with the outside linebackers on, trying to think of the days here, Wednesdays, and then everybody meets with me on Thursdays, and then Fridays we split up again, and then Saturdays we split up. So we're always working together just to make sure we're on the same page. If I'm saying something to an outside linebacker, he's saying something to an interior D lineman, we're saying the same things. He is going to be a very, very good football coach in time. He's learning as he goes. It's his first year, but he's got a bright, bright future, and I enjoy working with him.